Hi, Cameron here. Today I'm talking to Psychic Lemon. Psychic Lemon are a psychedelic band from Cambridgeshire. They released their third album in 2019, and they're just here discussing a little bit about their how they've been getting on during coronavirus and their plans for their fourth album. Hi guys, Cameron here from Fishbowl Events. I've got Psychic Lemon here with me today, and the band from Cambridgeshire. So Psychic Lemon are a psychedelic band from Cambridgeshire. Just here telling me a little bit about their two albums that they released during 2020 and just their plans for the future. Hi guys, thank you very much for being here with me today.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
How are we doing, guys?
All good?
Yeah, fantastic.
Good stuff. Yeah. First of all, if you can just give us a little bit of a background to Psychic Lemon and how you started out.
Who's gonna go first?
I feel like you're the one that always tells it. You should.
It's just quickly. We're all in bands, and we weren't kind of that happy with the direction we were going in with the other bands, and fate had it that Andy's band kind of came to an end. The band I was in sort of came to an end because we wanted to move on and be more experimental. And then I knew Andy, and I knew he was a good producer, good musician, and good catch. Yeah. And then Martin came along. He, bless him, for the interview, the audition, sorry. he got a taxi, then carried a small drum kit for like a long way to get to the rehearsal, the audition.
He was on a boat, wasn't it?
Yeah,
on the river.
And so Martin turned up, and it just sort of clicked, and we all had the same sort of idea that we wanted to get more out there, experiment, no rules, not that bothered about what other people thought. We were more doing it for ourselves. And then it blossomed. And that's basically how we sort of got together, wasn't it? That was kind of how it was. Yeah. So
it was maybe the end of 2013, something like that.
And we just feel very lucky. We've cracked on, and we've got to a place before the pandemic where we're in a good place. We felt like we've achieved a lot in that time. Met a lot of new musicians, a lot of friends just on the gig circuit. And we're sitting comfortable. Obviously the virus doesn't help, but we're still very optimistic for the future. We're doing okay.
And how would you say that sort of coronavirus has impacted you guys then, like as a band?
Very frustrating, because obviously we had a lot of gigs lined up. We were in the middle of doing our fourth album, so we managed, between the lockdowns, the first and the second, we got a little bit of studio time, which was good, but of course that didn't last very long.
But don't forget, I mean, to be honest, at the beginning it was quite fortuitous. I don't really want to say that about a pandemic, but because Andy, you dislocated your shoulder, didn't you? Do you remember?
No, yeah.
This was back in last February. We were out of action anyway for quite a while, and then the pandemic hit, and nobody could play any gigs anyway. So,
exactly.
That allows Andy to recover, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. And the worry was that you weren't going to be able to play ever again, maybe.
Well, that was because it was a really bad dislocation and lots of torn bits and bobs. It was very worrying, because you take away that, your only passion in life, and that's sort of game over. But luckily, it's all right. Yeah.
We were going to give you a little triangle, weren't we, to play on stage?
Oh yeah, I was looking forward to that. It could have been that. In the end. No, we got a keyboard, another keyboard. I was going to try and go down that road to make up for it, but lo and behold, just through stubbornness, I got back on the bass, and we'll still use another keyboard, but it's good. We're all right.
I'm glad you got that all sorted then. Did you guys Did you play any socially distant shows or like live streams or anything then during lockdown?
We weren't able because Andy couldn't play at all. So we were it was a little bit jealous to see people just meeting up and doing their gigs and stuff, and we couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But it was, at least it was good in that we didn't have to cancel gigs. All the gigs got cancelled anyway. So there was that.
So, yeah.
But we could still do a streamer gig or something in the future, maybe.
Yeah. But as soon as we started rehearsing, well, we were able to rehearse again. We were just kind of working on new stuff. So, you want to kind of keep that a little bit secret, don't you? You until it's kind of you're really happy with it. So we weren't really in a position to do a live gig or streaming or anything really.
No.
Cool. And you said that you put a pause on a fourth album. Is that what you've gone back to sort of rehearsing now, or is that still like kind of on pause?
Well, we can't rehearse, so we're just itching to get back in and kind of finish it really. But I mean, you've got to use the time productively. I think so. We've had a bit of space between being able to rehearse, not being able to rehearse. So maybe we can tweak what we've already done and have a bit of perspective on what we've, written, and hopefully tweak it so it's even better than we had it before. So trying to be positive about it, really.
I mean, you released two studio jam albums in 2020. Just wondering if you could just let us know a bit about those.
Oh yeah, we were so excited about getting this fourth album, and this is going to be the best thing we've ever done. It was really disappointing to for that to be paused, but we still have a lot of stuff, and we and the way that we what we do in the studio more or less is just we just get together and switch everything on and hit record, and that's it for the next 2 or 3 hours. So we have a lot of there's a lot of stuff there. So we thought it might be a nice idea to have something to put out while we weren't able to record the stuff that we really loved and that we couldn't finish.
Yeah. Because we like jamming, and you always come up with ideas when you're jamming, and but we jam so much that all the good stuff we've got we don't have time to go back and work on, and even if we do, sometimes it changes things and not in the better way. It makes it kind of worse. So we just thought we had enough kind of interesting jams that we could put out really for people to enjoy. Maybe some of our better stuff hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, we're sitting on to the very best jams, right?
Yeah.
They'll go on the new album. But
they were literally recorded, weren't they? As we created, it was recorded. So it's a bit rough in places because it was a new form being.
I was just going to say we have a nice little recorder thing, so the guitar and the bass and the synths go directly into that, and then the drums just get picked up by a little mic that's attached. So it's you get a decent recording, even though all we do is sort of plug it in and turn it up.
Okay, you've got the home studio. Is that where it's all recorded? Is that right?
Oh, we've had. We're on our third studio now. The first one it was actually our studio,
but you
which was wonderful. We did 2 albums, the first 2 albums in there. It was a friend of mine who we loved dearly, who passed away, and he was kind of my landlord, and I had a caravan hobbit thing in the bottom of the garden in a little forest, which was fantastic, and built a makeshift studio in there, and which was wonderful. It was ours, and like I say, we recorded the first 2 albums. And then, of course, with Johnny dying, I had to move on. Luckily, at Andy's work in the basement, there was a studio. Well, it was a big room where we could make noise,
That's
and that
an exaggeration.
well,
It was
but
big,
it was a blessing.
It
yeah.
was a room.
Go on, Ed.
No, it was just a very
But
huge room in the basement next to the boiler. It was great.
where we recorded the third album, so it was still, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. And now, if we have another studio with a friend of ours called Robbie who runs it, and that's a great place, and that's where we've been ever since. We do miss the original studio because obviously it was ours, and that was lovely. But yeah, we've got the studio. Obviously, we're not in because of the problems at the moment. But itching to get back in there.
Yeah, the studio we use at the moment is literally on the wrong side of the tracks, though. So, we don't necessarily look forward to going down there.
It's
if we
hard.
come away in one piece, we feel we've achieved something.
Yeah, it's a bit rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what can you do? It's fine, and we, like I say, we're desperate to get back in there. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, hopefully things will get to some form of normality and you can get back to practicing sometime soon.
Yeah.
So,
well, we had some, we've had gigs, obviously good big gigs cancelled. We've got some gigs with fingers crossed later on in the year, haven't we, Martin? Do you want to?
Yeah. On paper, at least.
On paper, yeah. But some nice gigs. Yeah, that's good.
cool. So yeah, well, apart from that, sort of those, is that your plan for this year? Is that the few gigs, and if they can go ahead and releasing the fourth album, or are you holding off on that until things are fully clear?
I think we have got juicy gigs coming up, but like I say, it would be lovely. When are they, Martin? If they do,
We're supposed to be doing the HRH Psych Festival in Liverpool, then HRH Prague, which is we're doing Leeds for that, and we're playing in London with Say Still. Is that how you say it? And maybe in Manchester as well in July and August. Another festival I can't pronounce in Cardigan in Wales in August.
Liverpool as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
And your hometown, Martin?
Yeah, maybe Glasgow. But is this, are these going to happen? We don't know. We're supposed to be playing this festival in, what was it, like 7 weeks or something? But we've not actually played together for months. So it's hard to think that these will go ahead. But we need to just assume that they are.
I mean, to be honest, I've only just started picking up my guitar again after quite a long break, and my fingers really hurt. So I've got to get back into it. I've forgotten that strings are actually made of metal and wire. So I've got to train my fingertips again.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Build your calluses back up.
Yeah. I put super glue on my fingertips once because they were so tender. But don't put super glue on the end of your fingers because it doesn't work. It's not clever at all. Won't do it again.
We'll keep that one in mind. But hopefully at least a few of those gigs can go ahead. Certainly I would have been interested in any form of gig or festival, I think, at the moment. So I think you will definitely be good turnouts when they start coming back. But when that will be is, who knows? Because
we've worked with you, haven't we?
Yeah, we did the gig at Shacklewell Arms.
That's right. When was that? It was a couple of years ago, wasn't it? Something like that, a year and a half ago. I can't remember.
About a year and a half ago, yeah, because we've been closed down for about a year now.
Oh yeah, God. Well, that's the other thing. Venues. How many will we lose? Yeah,
that's the thing. And I know that the Music Venue Trust have been doing a few things to try and support a lot of places, but I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see. We didn't have many in the first place, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, small
venues.
venues. Just don't get them so much.
Yeah, and think is that I've never been, but I know that the Crowbar in London was a big sort of rock bar, and I don't think it was a venue, but then that went between the pandemic, and it's had like a Dave Grohl and various other musicians trying to support them to help them get back.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny old time, isn't it?
yeah, but we can. I
Everything's
guess,
falling apart and crumbling and
yeah, I think
decaying.
Well,
just keeping our fingers.
Feels like
that's a bit.
feels like it's like the 1920s again.
Yeah,
kind
well, hopefully we can
Sorry,
move forward.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot better in the next. We're going 2021 anyway. Like we can see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Cool.
It's a good job our music is slightly dark. Sorry.
Works in quite well. And so your fourth album, is that likely to be out this year then, or is it just seeing what happens?
Hopefully once we can
We've got the
start-
songs. I mean, we've got the songs, haven't we? It's just
Yeah.
recording.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cool. Well, well, thanks very much for talking to me today, guys.
That's all right.
That was awesome. Thank you very much. So,
Thank you.
Okay.
No worries,
And-
Ian, thank you.
and cheers, guys. That was Psychic Lemon. A big thank you to Psychic Lemon for taking the time to talk to me. Now you can hear all of their previous 3 albums and those studio jam albums on all streaming services, and do keep an eye out for that 4th album. I don't know exactly when it's coming, but hopefully it won't be too long.